If your life fell apart and you're still the same person, you missed the point. I learned that from almost dying, lying in the hospital with a broken neck, being paralyzed from the neck down. Most people never learn what destruction is for, but this video explains it. You didn't just lose a battle, you lost certainty, you lost your plans, you lost the version of you who believed that effort guaranteed outcome. Your body gave up, your mind went quiet, and then something hit you harder than the loss itself. No one is coming to save you. That silence isn't emptiness, it's a test, and most people lose it long before they realize they were in it. You are in this situation because you got distracted. Not unlucky, not cursed, distracted. You lost the battle quietly. You gave up your dreams, and you borrowed someone else's version of security. You simply did what you were told. You went to school, you got the job, and then one day you looked up and asked yourself, now what? Your mind is occupied by the bills you need to be paying, work that you don't care about, the constant excuse that you don't have the time or energy to be healthy, to build something of your own, and to give life everything that you have. And those thoughts don't stop there. They splinter. They splinter into stress, into survival, into a narrow tunnel where you're always busy but never fulfilled. And that's how life loses its sharpness. Suddenly life becomes robotic. Opportunities feel rare, and they'll feel rare even when they're right in front of you. And most people accept this as normal. But before I tell you how to get out, you need to understand why staying here is so dangerous. The real danger isn't exhaustion. It's numbness. It's when survival becomes your identity. Because then you stop imagining, you stop aiming, you stop believing that something else is actually possible. And that isn't adulthood, that isn't being responsible, it's just slow decay of who you are. And the longer you stay there, the harder it becomes to remember who you were before you were compromised. And that's where the real destruction actually begins. But the ultimate reframe is that destruction isn't random, it's selective. It strips your illusions, it removes false identities, and it exposes what was never strong enough to carry you forward. A lot of people at this point will think that they're being punished, they'll feel like victims, but they aren't. You're just simply being reduced to what is actually real about you. And that what remains after the reduction is actually the only thing that's worth rebuilding. And trust me, I'm not saying this as a theory because I, a long time ago, broke my neck in a car accident. One moment life was moving forward, and another moment it suddenly stopped. Everything stopped. Lying there in the hospital bed, almost dying, being paralyzed from the neck down, it led to something strange happening. The noise just disappeared. The ego disappears, and the future that you had in mind, the life you had in mind, disappears. And all you're left with is one question. Why am I still here? Recovery wasn't just physical. The identity I had completely collapsed. The life I thought I was building was actually gone. Like this. And I had a choice. Rebuild unconsciously or build with intent. That accident gave me something that most people never receive. A why. And a man that has a why can bear almost any how. Because now life has meaning. You have an ultimate reason to move forward. I speak from experience. So I didn't return to who I was. I moved forward. Now listen carefully because this is where the exit actually begins. Most people get the first step wrong because they think it's motivation, but it isn't. It's disgust. It's being deeply uncomfortable with the situation you're currently in, or with how far you let yourself drift. Just like I was when I was laying there in that hospital. I was disgusted with the fact that I was paralyzed from the neck down, and the doctor told me that I might never walk again. So from that point onwards, everything was fueled by that thought. Every move I made was driven by the fact that I wanted it to be different and I wasn't going to leave any stone unturned. Now with me and with such a heavy and extreme situation, there was some shame mixed in there, but you have to balance it. No shame, no self-hatred. Just use the negative energy and let it fuel you instead of paralyze you. Commit that this version of your life will never happen again. And when you clearly understand what you do not want, you start uncovering what you actually do want. And that is how your real why is formed. Not from inspiration, not from motivation, but simply from refusal of your current state of being. Once you have that why, everything changes. You stop living accidentally and you start living with intention. You filter your thoughts through it. Advice, opinions, emotions are all filtered through this why. Your calendar changes. You clear your schedule because you know you need to replace noise with learning, consumption with building, comfort with experience. Stop just watching these motivational videos. It's consumption. It won't help you. Let this why fuel you and drive you forward. This is the part they don't tell you, because then you won't rewatch their videos and they won't make any money. You're meant to graduate from self-improvement content. I don't want you to rewatch this video endlessly. I want you to take what you need from it and let it drive you. So start trying things, a lot of things, not because you're lost, but because you're searching honestly within yourself and out there. And until you find the one thing you can't pull yourself away from, you don't stop trying. But when you do, you commit fully. No questions asked. And then understand this. You'll get lost again. You think after my near-death experience for the rest of my life, I'll carry that near-death with me and will never let something go and everything will be gung-ho and jet fuel from that point onwards? Hell no. I was lost in other points as well. But I found myself again. I found my goal again, my why again, and I got better. It was just an onion with layers. And after life gives you another layer to peel back, you come closer to your core. So that isn't failure. It's just part of the process. And guess what? Each time you rebuild faster, sharper, and with less illusion. And the last point I need to make, but certainly not the least, because most people make this mistake. They try to be normal again, but you weren't meant to be normal again. You were not meant to fit back in the life that broke you. You survived to build something intentional, something disciplined, something completely aligned. Your pain and destruction wasn't random. You hit rock bottom for a reason. It was a filter. And if you're honest with yourself and you're in that situation, you can already feel it. Is that pull towards something harder, but you know it's truer to who you are in your core. That means you're already rebuilding. The only question that remains is whether you're gonna do it consciously. And I bet you've been through stuff like this before. You survived that for a reason as well. Let me know in the comments something that you went through. Because those moments are proof that you're here for a reason. You survived every day till now. Just rebuild and start rebuilding with more intention and you'll become all the better for it. If this video feels uncomfortably accurate, you aren't behind. You are early in the rebuilding phase and most people walk it alone and quit halfway. But I have lived through and documented how to turn destruction into direction over and over again. No hype, no shortcuts, no lies. So if you're walking this path, you already know where to find me. If this video struck a chord, leave a like. See you in the comments and the next video. Ciao.